Okay, this is going to be a video on radical inequalities. Okay, so when you look at these radical inequalities and you're trying to solve them, the first thing you have to do is you have to figure out what is your possible domain. Okay, we talked a little bit about this with equations. What you have to do is set the part underneath of here greater than or equal to 0. So if you go to solve that, in this case by subtracting 4, all right, the answer's got to be greater than or equal to -4. Okay. So if I go to solve this, all right, what I want to do is square both sides, okay? That's going to, if I do that, that's going to get rid of this, and that's going to turn that into 4. And if I solve for this, I got x is less than 0, okay? So the idea is I can have something like this, all right? But then I also have to have something like this. So my answer, okay, has to be greater than or equal to -4, but less than 0, okay? All right, and the reason for that is, all right, I can't pick something like 2, because that's not going to fit. If I pick something let's say -5, okay, all right, -5 would make that a negative number, which would -5 plus 1 is -1, which is not good. So you can't just pick the x is less than 0. You have to account for, all right, the interval, okay? All right, like I said, the example is, okay, all right, obviously we sort of get this constant, it's gonna be less than 0, but why can't it be like something like -5? Because if I put -5 into there, that'd be square root of -1, which does not, it's an imaginary number, it's not a real solution. So you have to account for both parts. Now this is for even power radicals, okay? For your odd power, okay, you don't have the domain restrictions, okay? Why? Because with an odd power radical, you can have a negative square root, and you or negative cube root. You could have -1. That equals -1. That's okay. All right, we can have that. But you have these. That's what you have to do. Okay. All right. So on this one, I don't have the domain restriction. So what I can do is just cube both sides. Okay. So that's going to be 2x minus 3 less than 125. Add 3. I got 2x less than add 3 would be 128. Divide by 2. I got x is less than 64. Okay, and that's okay. All right. Now for these, okay, I'm gonna have to find the domain restrictions of everything. Okay, I got a domain restriction there of 4x minus 12 less than or equal to, greater than or equal to 0. So that's gonna be 4x is greater than or equal to 12. X has got to be greater than or equal to 3. So this one, I got 2x plus 8 has got to be greater than or equal to 0. That's going to be 2x is greater than or equal to -8. It's going to be x is greater than or equal to -4. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and calculate this result. Okay, so I got 2 squared. Okay, square both sides. So that's going to be 4x minus 12 less than or equal to 2x plus 8. I would solve that by subtracting by 2x. That's 2x minus 12 less than or equal to 8. I would add 12. I got 2x less than or equal to 20. Divide by 2. I got x is less than or equal to 10. Okay, now, with that being said, all right, I can go, I have to, if you look at a number line, it's got to be between 3 and 10. All right, this won't matter. Okay, so what I would have is, because if you look at a number line, all right, got -4, 3, 10. So the idea is it can be less than this up to this point, okay? So I got this and this. So what I can write here is it's got to be less than or equal to 10, but it's also got to be greater than or equal to 3, okay? All right, and if you pick out numbers and put those in, those will work. If you pick something smaller like, I don't know, 0 minus 12 would be -12. That would be bad. You couldn't have that. All right, so that's why it's got to fit in that spot. Okay, this one I got to set this greater or equal to 0. So that's 2x greater or equal to -2. X has got to be greater or equal to -1. Okay, This one is gonna be 3x greater than or equal to 0, so x has gotta be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so as I solve this, okay, I wanna have an idea of what I have here. So squared and squared, that's 2x plus 2 greater than 3x, minus 2x minus 2x. So I got x is less than 2, okay? So what does that mean for me, okay? Well, if I had a number line, I got these values. I got 2, okay, I got 0, okay, and I got -1. So what it's saying, it's gotta be greater, it's gotta be greater, gotta be less. So it's gonna fit in this gap here, okay? So the idea is 0 for x, this is 2. And the reason for this one doesn't have the inequality, this one does, okay? All right, I'd like to actually do one more. Okay. So value, say x plus 5 less than or equal to 2x. Let me get one more for you. Make sure I'm not giving this one. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Now, here's the idea. I got 3x minus 1 has to be greater than or equal to 0. So 3x got to be greater than or equal to 1. X got to be greater than 1/3. Okay. Now, if I could solve this, divide by 3, you get absolute radical minus 1 less than -2. Square that side. It's going to be 3x minus 1 less than 4. Add 1. Add 1. Okay. We got 3x. Let me change this real quick. Let's go back and make this a 1 here. Sorry, let me go back and change this up. Did not give me the desired result of what I wanted. Should just use the answer from the book. Try to do something else. We'll take this to start. So this 3x minus 1 less than -1/3. Square both sides. So that'd be 1/9. Okay, because if I square both of those, 1 and that. Okay, I add 1. So common denominator is 9/9, so that's 10/9. 3x plus 3x equals 10/9. Divide by 3. Okay, so x less than 10/9 times 1/3. So that's going to be x is less than 10/27. Okay, so if you look at what 10/27 is a decimal. All right. 10 divided by 27 is 1/3. 1/3. Okay, 1/9. That 9, 10/9, 10/27. Okay, so one of the reasons why this answer doesn't work out, okay, is if I put this in here, okay, a couple reasons. If I put that in there, that this, okay, even though I would get an answer, 10/27, okay, is a little bit bigger than 1/3. So on the surface, all right, this would be okay to be in here. All right, the problem is if I put 10/27 in there, all right, 10, all right, minus 1, I get something here, but I can't have something less than a negative, I can't have something less than a negative number. So this original problem was this. Okay, and that's why I couldn't have that being negative. So even if this sometimes works, okay, all right, or if your answer somehow didn't end up in the domain, okay, you know, you wouldn't have a correct answer. Let me see if I can come up with one real quick. All right. Let me see if I can come up with one real quick to do for you that would. I think this will work. Less than, let's say, -18. Okay. So if I did something, let's do this. No, that's fine. Well, let's do one more. Okay. Now, this one on appearance, okay, I gotta solve this. I gotta have 2x plus 18 greater than or equal to 0. That's 2x greater than or equal to -18. Okay, x has gotta be greater than or equal to -9. Okay, all right. I'm going to solve this square and square, okay? That's going to be 2x plus 18 less than 64. Subtract 18, okay? All right, I got 2x less than 46. Divide by 2, I get x is less than 23, okay? All right, so actually that one didn't work out. That one would be fine as well. Okay, all right, because basically I have -9, 23, okay? So it should be open, closed, okay? So it would be less than 23, or even equal to -9, okay? Let me go over, see if I can do one more.